On the night of October 21, 1978, a young pilot radioed air traffic control with words that still haunt aviation history. "It's not an aircraft." Then, nothing. No wreckage, no body, no explanation. Just silence over Bass Strait. Frederick Valentich was 20 years old, a student pilot with modest flying experience. On the evening of October 21, 1978, he took off from Moorabbin Airport in a rented Cessna 182L, bound for King Island on what should have been a routine 45-minute flight. The night was clear. Nothing about the flight plan suggested anything unusual was about to happen. Then came the transmission that would make this one of Australia's most enduring, unsolved mysteries. Valentich radioed air traffic control to report an unknown aircraft flying above him. He said it seemed to be playing games with him. He described a long, green light moving at a speed he couldn't identify. His voice grew tense. He reported his engine was now running rough. The sound had turned metallic. And then, his final words, "It's not an aircraft." No completed Mayday call was ever received. The transmission simply stopped. If unsolved Australian mysteries like this one are your kind of rabbit hole, subscribe. We're covering one every week, all rooted in real cases most of the world has never heard of. What followed was one of the most extensive air-sea searches in Australian aviation history. Despite covering a well-defined search area over Bass Strait, no wreckage was ever recovered, no debris field, no trace of the aircraft or its pilot. In the absence of hard evidence, theories filled the void. The most credible explanation points to spatial disorientation. A pilot, flying at night over water with limited instrument experience, misjudging a bright star or the planet Venus on the horizon as an unidentified craft. Others have pointed to Valentich's own father, who told investigators his son had shown a prior interest in UFOs, raising a darker theory involving a possible staged disappearance. And then there's the theory that made this case famous around the world, that Valentich encountered something genuinely unexplained. Adding to the strangeness, a man in Melbourne came forward with photographs of an unusual cloud formation taken around the same time and near the same location as the disappearance. Enhanced versions of those photos later suggested what some interpreted as additional light anomalies, though to this day, none of it has ever been conclusively linked to the case. Nearly 5 decades on, the case remains open with Australian aviation authorities. No wreckage, no body, no confirmed explanation. Whether it was human error, tragedy, or something genuinely unexplained, the disappearance of Frederick Valentich remains one of Australia's most enduring, unsolved mysteries. If you want more cases like this, real, undercovered, and still open, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.